Hi guys, welcome back to Hope is Alive. I want to talk about being discouraged today. From Numbers chapter 21 verse 4, it says they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. Sounds like the old King James, doesn't it? So it's an unusual verse, but it's not a strange experience to most of us, because like the Israelites, we've all at one time or another been discouraged. In fact, frequently we are discouraged, and we can become discouraged because of the way that we're traveling. Israel's discouragement came about here because of the nation of Edom. They wouldn't let them pass through their country on the way to the promised land, to Canaan. Therefore, Israel had to go around Edom, and it was a much longer journey. So not only was it longer, it was much harder, and that obviously produced a lot more discouragement about the way that they were traveling. To help us get victory over times of discouragement, there are two important truths in this particular scripture. There's God's way and there's the good way. And God's way is simply this, is because the people were discouraged about the way, they could be encouraged that it was in fact God's way. So even though times were hard and they had to go around the long way and they had to travel longer, there's other scriptures that said their sandals never wore out or their clothes never wore out. So you wonder sometimes what they were discouraged about. But they were not going contrary to his will. They knew that they were in the will of God. And the other thing is they were heading to the promised land according to his commands. It was God's commands that told them to go this way. But here's the truth. God's way is not always a pleasant way. We just keep thinking, oh, well, I'm a Christian now, everything's tickety-boo, but it's not. Doing his will not exempt you from trials and hardships. You make a great mistake in this life if you think that God's way is a life of always living on Jubilation Avenue, someone said, and Comfort Street. God's way often involves trials and difficulties, but these trials and difficulties will strengthen your faith and will purify your character. So it's got to be good. So we have to stay on God's way regardless. The easy way, it'll just hinder you and it'll corrupt our character. So don't go that way. And the other aspect is a good way. This way, though discouraging at times, led to the promised land, and that was certainly good. That's that simple. So before we condemn or commend a way, be sure you know where it's leading and where it's going to end. There's lots of smooth streets in this world and enjoyable environments, but they don't lead to the promised land. They don't lead to the promises of God. Rather, the ways of the world lead to dead-end streets. The good way may be the rugged way, but it's the rewarding way. So don't depart from God's way. It's a good way. In fact, it's the best way. So if you're going through times of discouragement, go back to the promise that God gave you. And just know that his way is good and his way is God's. So, bless. Hey, thanks very much for watching Hope is Alive channel. For more videos, you can click here or here. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, send it to your friends. Take care. You can choose now. Yeah, just anyway.